Are you kidding me right now? Look at this thing. That is a slide in a slide. It's slideception. It is the very fun, very cool 36SSWS Jayco Pinnacle. All these letters and numbers and stuff in the RV industry sometimes kind of make me laugh, but this one, it normally stands for 36 slide in a slide windshield. This is normally a windshield model. The way we're looking at it today, though, is for max full-timer storage. If this is the kind of thing, this is a true home away from home. This isn't the kind of thing that we just feel like towing it around typically because it just sounds like a gas, although the way she's built, there's absolutely nothing stopping you from doing that unless you just short of the pickup that you need to do it. But speaking of which, your half tons need not apply, neither does a Ford freaking Ranger, but we're up here pretty solidly in dually country. The big size of this, the 102-inch max width wide body nature, this is not built to be light. This is built to be all of the things. And what I really like here is they didn't really mess it around a whole lot from last year. They didn't need to. They were really onto some good things last year. What I love, though, are some suggestions that they took, a lot of viewer feedback, doing things like getting rid of that second sink. The bathroom was super crowded. There was no way you could fit two people side by side in that vanity space. So now, instead, what we have is just one big, comfortable luxury space. You've got, with the slide-to-slide, a massive, massive bedroom. With the Jayco's taller ceiling inside is going to be really good if you're tall people as well. Not to mention that awesome walk-in shower that it seems like everybody and their brother is starting to copy here and there. And of course, when we get downstairs, we have the carpetless super slides opposed to one another, and all of the windows on the door side. Now, I'll tell you a little pro tip about this RV, because this is the kind of rig people want to come over and they want to see, how does the other half live? What's inside of this? I've got a relationship super hack for you. What you do when you're telling people about your rig is you make sure there's a window open and you say just loud enough, guys, how your amazing wife handles certain things in the RV, and you just start talking up your wife just enough within earshot that she's going to be able to hear that. Little relationship tip there from your old Uncle Josh. That being said, taking advice from uncles, not really recommended, no.
And I am very excited to show you the bathroom updates on this, but I didn't sleep great last night. My daughter watched some kind of scary YouTube video. It was probably her dad on YouTube. Spooked her because she's like, oh my God, all my friends are going to see my dad's an idiot. But you know how it goes. So, dad ended up sleeping. She's got a bed with like a little trundle below it. Dad slept on that thing all night. Well, I would say slept if I actually slept. So I'm a little bit out of it. So I'm going to have to go about a little bit of a regular routine here. But that ain't bad because look at this thing. All of the door side windows in the world over here. Not to mention, all these windows have dual section day-night shades, except for the window in the entry door, which, thank you, Jayco, for actually including a privacy shade in the door. I cannot understand how many big fifth wheels don't do that. Now, I intentionally left it all sorts of kitty wampus there, technical term, just so that, it'd catch my eye and I'd be more inclined to notice that. But, you got like 6.5 foot tall walk-in slide outs, just gorgeous accent lighting all over the place in this thing. It glows in here at night. So like if you don't want the main cabinet lighting on, you don't have to. Not to mention, this is like a good angle. Let me show you this. It's not like a straight on shine. There's just a gleam. Everything isn't like matte and flat in here. Everything has a little bit of a luster and a character. It feels richer and higher end. It's always an experience coming into one of these for me. Some nice features here though, getting rid of all the carpet, and I like how they actually match the slide floor with the main floor. It makes the whole rig look and feel bigger. Now, it's primarily a couples model. So it primarily has a little couples dining station. We're going to come back to that in a little bit, though. Over here, we've got our power reclining, heat massage theater seating. She's really not cuddalicious, the rear sofa. If you want to cuddle up, that's where you're going to want to hang out there. Speaking of, take a look. Let's just come right over here. Why am I alluding to it when it's literally right next door and we can take a look at this thing? Now, because this is a wide body coach, what is not apparent and obvious right away is that is a bigger sofa. But where you kind of see it is when you kick that open into hide-a-bed mode. you actually get to see how that is a little bit larger fixture right there. And again, a look at those day-night roller shades that are standard through this. But again, with this being 102-inch, like 8.5 foot wide, basically, this is the maximum width that an RV can be before it needs wide load placards. You look and you see the same size side stands. That is tricky to say, by the way. A lot of alliteration right there. Like, Mr. S likes slippery socks. I learned that in kindergarten. Why do I remember that? Why do I remember this stupid stuff? Anyway, these side stands have household and USB outlets, but they're like full size. They're not reduced. Everything is just a little bit bigger, a little bit cut above in here. Let me back up just a touch. Just kind of if you walk in the entry door, you look around, this is kind of what you're going to see right here. But if you don't see the square, then you won't hear the air because the air conditioning is whisper ducted. That was close. I think I can work that out. There's maybe something there. And something Jayco does here, they're not the only ones, but they use a televator system. So when you want it, and a lot of people forget about this. A lot of people forget you have that extra window there, whether it's light, whether it's visibility. Like, it's easy to look down here and see the little electric space heating Tootsie Toaster. But sometimes when there's an object like a TV in the way, you forget that is, actually our entertainment center, and it's straight across from the theater seat. That's all well and good, but what if you want to lounge on the couch? Well, if you're like me and you're sitting over here with your cheap Walmart socks and you're doing that kind of lounging, it's not bad. I think sometimes that until I actually put you in the driver's seat like this, people don't realize, like, is there a little strip of the TV on the left that you can't see? Yeah. But, I don't know, maybe an inch or two. It's not major. I don't think it's really invasive myself. And again, with this being primarily a couples model, I think the theater seat being primarily the place to be, it works for a lot of people. But I like to ask you guys, would you prefer a swing-out TV and lose the window? Or do you like the televator and the window? Please leave me a comment on that. Because kind of like your feedback helped shape the bathroom updates on this, I think your feedback could very well shape that. Now, I don't know what you heard in the background. I swear that was my pants making a funny fart sound as I got off of the sofa. But, of course, I know there's going to be somebody who goes, yeah, sure, Josh, because, frankly, I kind of encourage that sort of behavior on our channel because it's all just fun. It's like, to this day, I don't care how many times I get an eye roll. If the ketchup bottle makes a fart sound, I'm going to look at my wife and be like, Chloe, my daughter, did you hear what Mom did? And you know what? I'll quit doing it when it quits being funny. So far, that hasn't. Notice my shoes over there. I didn't want my shoes on the sofa, by the way. Now, this is a legless, no-knee knocker dining situation, which is really, really nice. But again, it's mostly just a couples thing. Of course, this comes with a pair of fold-away guest chairs. So if we are going to have a couple people over, some friends come over to visit, you're all good to go and covered there. And this little, they call it like a little, dinette buffet right here. That is there really because of the outside TV. But you see that little pop-up power tower over there as well. The thing is, though, we've got a very serious kitchen to cover. Like Steven Tyler, I don't want to miss a thing, so let's start right over here by my shoes, which I felt like putting back on my feet. Now, one of the things that's a serious trigger thing for me in RVing, like these luxury fifth wheels, you spend all this money, so many of them have no place to hang a coat, a jacket by the door. This does not have that problem. Or dog leashes, that little retractable dog lead, we're dog people. We take our little pets camping, they're part of the family. Now, this has the BM Pro system, which is personally my favorite, smart system. But one of the little pro tips with this, a lot of people don't realize, they say, well, I can't figure out how to run the lights. These panels, some of these screens scroll, and you don't realize it. But what's also cool is there's dimmer function on all this lighting. Ooh, wow, that came through, really choppy. I hope I didn't give anyone, epileptic headache or something off of that. I did not realize. But, there's a free app you can get on your phone to be able to operate anything off of that panel, what's really cool about that, you can raise and lower the hitch of this RV right from that app, which I think is very, very cool. Little shoe garage right by the door next to the central vac and the clutter cutting mini shoe. I just said shoe garage twice.
Oh my lord. Okay, you get the idea. What I was going to say is electric dustpan. All right. So what we're looking at here is one of two refrigerator choices you have. This is an 18 cubic foot gas electric two-way. There is also a 21 cubic foot residential fridge. Which fridge is best for you really depends on where and how you're going to camp. I think we're going to start seeing more and more of the residential fridges in these big Jaycos here at Haylett RV, since they have improved their supplier. This was ordered way back when, before that had been done. I am really glad to see that big 4-burner Insignia stove oven thing here. I'm very glad to see it. It's like a 3.7 cubic foot oven. It's huge. Not to mention, you've got drawer Mageddon going on over here. There's drawers in the drawers over here, including a little slide away utensil organizer. And of course, they're all soft close, because of course they are, because we're up in a Pinnacle. You know, they actually started doing that in the Eagle lineup. And you may have noticed that is a giant convection microwave oven. But look at the face on this thing, because it just looks so seamless and classy and upscale. I mean, it's a Pinnacle, baby. Well, what else you need to know? I love the motion light in that pantry, and the fact that the pantry is even there. That is actually one of the symptoms that this does have a longer, larger living room than its 32R LTS shorter brother, cousin, whatever you want to call it. Because at a glance, you look at it and say, well, they got the same living room. This one actually is, it's not just longer because of the bedroom. This one does have a bigger living room, and you see that like extra 1.5 feet of space right there with the pantry as a result. Because otherwise, it's just open air and a level change from the stove down to the little entertainment space right there. Now, you may have noticed a giant countertop cutting block extension finally just showed up here. And in case you weren't aware, I don't know how well this translates to camera. This is a bigger island. It is longer. It is wider. They really flex their wide body muscles on this one. They include a handy little trash can here. It is very easy to drop another one of those in there. That would be something I think I'd probably like to do, just because, you know. The big skirted stainless sink right here. Yeah, the covers you can see actually can be like self-stored down here in a little slide-out tray, which is nice because you don't have to like go digging down inside those things. You know, my parents, who are, you know, in a 36SSWS Pinnacle that we're looking at, they constantly comment about, you know, they're just not as mobile as they used to be. Like, dad's had hip done and mom's had a knee done, and that's the stuff that happens. You know, we wear out our parts. Just the little convenience factors are nice. Now, this little guy right here, the drinking water system. When we go outside in this RV, one of the things you're going to see is what looks like a Culligan jug with a little Jayco blue J on it. I always want to say bluebird because I suppose it is a blue bird, but a blue jay is not a blue bird. And the ornithologists who watch our channel always like to make sure they point that out to me whenever I say that. Yes, semantically you're correct, obviously. But basically that jug feeds the drinking water system. That's where I was going with all of this. We'll learn a little more about the drinking water system outside. It's really nice, though, that you don't have to lug along a whole bunch of like extra water bottles and try to find a place to store them. It's all done for you. And remember those side stands. They've been doing this since the 2021 season now, but they make sure they adhere to Nerdism rule number 37, I think. Not an ounce of space goes to waste. And by the way, when you're not using it as a countertop extension, that big old chunk of cutting board butcher's block job right there makes one heck of a stovetop cover. Alternatively, you could always use it to practice karate in the garage. So, the reports that was made out of balsa wood seem to have been grossly misstated. The remainder of today's video is going to be captured left-handed. The good news, though, is that we're only like a quarter of the way through this thing, so get your popcorn ready. We'll see how this goes. I am not a lefty. Why do I do these things? Anyway, so I was talking about bathroom updates. Where do I even start? Okay, I don't want to miss this. This isn't an update,
But just like they have in the living room, you've got one of those like rain sensing max air vent fans. And I don't want to belittle how nice that is. It's just that that's a normal thing to find in a fifth wheel like this. But this big walk-in shower here, it began in the Jayco Pinnacles. And it's like so many other brands are now adopting this. You've got that easy walk-in system right there. That is a 300-pound rated teak seat, by the way. Also, you may have noticed, like in the coat closet and in a couple areas around here, they have this little pipe style, whether it's going to be coat hangers, towel hangers, robe hangers, whatever. What do you think about those? Aesthetically, does that work for you? The first time I saw it, I was like, I don't know about that. But it's like kind of growing on me. Maybe now that I know it was done intentionally and not like as a prototype accident or something like that. I don't know. I kind of like it. The whole shower fixture in here has been completely redone, and I love that little corner shelf, a place to actually keep some soaps and body washes, not to mention you've got one down here on the right as well. So, I mean, this is, to me, a really, really well done arrangement. And there's just leg room for days over here. That will never be an issue. By the way, there's lower accent lighting that basically runs through the entire RV. So if you come in this thing like at night, you can see what you're doing. Now, this bathroom decor, the farmhouse decor, that will always be the bathroom decor. The bedroom decor won't change. In the living room, we saw the farmhouse decor, but that is one of two options down there, and I don't know which one I like better. I hope I get a chance to show you the other one soon. But look at this. Look at this giant backlit, awesome, like morning mirror. I probably could just show you the shower from here. Look at this thing. And last year, remember, there were 2 sinks in here. And everybody and their brother's like, why? Why though? Why? Because the other sink was literally directly in front of the toilet. You could do the 3 S's from one spot. Now, they've gone with a vessel sink, but they went with a bigger one that I don't know. To me, I feel like if you're going to wash your face, it feels and seems easier. Not to mention all kinds of counter space. And let me get a little bit different angle to show you off all this storage in here. So starting over by the toilet, I'm just standing in the shower, basically. I mean, if I don't have really a lot of notes. I don't personally have a lot of suggestions, things I'd like to see different. I'm really open to your feedback, but I still feel like it would be really nice if maybe, like, that shelf over here didn't exist and it was just a little wastebasket space. But, like, I'm really reaching for points of critique on this thing. This is done so nicely. As we walk out of the bathroom, we see really the beginning of our bedroom storage kind of staring us in the face. Because this has like an upper deck super slide with a Russian nesting doll slide in a slide inside of it. And what you see here is because normally, again, this is a front windshield model with like a front sofa lounge. This is where you've got extra hanging closet space, or you can utilize it for washer dryer. But that was the portion of the super extra upper decker slider that is in the hallway. This section right here is dedicated in the bedroom. And they've done an interesting thing here. Because the whole wall slides, it makes it a little bit tricky to, have a door that doesn't accidentally get crushed. So Jayco implemented a very simple, very smart, and effective system down here. They've got basically a little slide lockout override. And what's funny is, I've said a couple times, my parents have this model down in Florida, and they didn't know about that, and they couldn't figure out why one of their slides wasn't working. They got it out, but it wouldn't go back in. Well, the door can't just be open and out of the way. It has to be locked, and then it doesn't crush itself. And I love that Jayco thought of that, basically. Now, this bedroom is huge. The trick is there's not a lot of really good camera angles for me to really show you, like, the expansive floor space on this. So I felt it would best be expressed through the magic of interpretive dance. Open the door, get on the floor, everybody walk that dinosaur. Boom, boom, aka-laka-laka, boom, 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 aka-laka, boom, boom. And I mean, if that song's not stuck in your head right now, I don't know if we should be friends. Something important, though, I want to point out, other than, walking the dinosaur over here. Both sides of the bed have these nice, because this is a king bed standard. That's one of the cool things about Pinnacles. They're intentionally sized for a king bed, 70 by 80 king. So because they were able to allow for that, they left some room on either side there for some outlets. If you want a little CPAP stand or something like that, you can do that here. Now, again, one of the tricks with this model is it's like it feels so grand to walk through it. It's kind of tricky to get handled on a camera. So I've incorporated some movie magic. We're gonna start by taking a look under the bed right there at the storage. But notice in the closet you have a laundry hamper. There's also, by the way, a wireless phone charger in there, which I think is a very, very cool thing. And that is 12 volt friendly, so you don't necessarily have to be hooked up to shore power to utilize features like that. Not to mention, look at the entertainment center in this thing. You've got so let's see. In the bedroom, it's a Tootsie Toaster because you're far away. Here, right here, that is either a Footsie Fryer or a Bunion Burner. Take your pick. I love my viewers. Thank you for giving me all those fun suggestions, by the way. You guys are absolutely the best. But just look at the view of this thing. But keep in mind, this is optional. What the stuff across from us would always be there. The standard build up front here would be like a little sofa lounge book nook, as it were. The full front closet here is something that we've optioned into this one. Now, it's not a custom request. It's a normal option. It's something you can get. And I want to also draw attention to the fact that, remember, we've got dual whisper ducted air in here. Again, if you don't see the square, you won't hear the air. And in terms of headroom, ain't a lot of people doing it better than Pinnacle. Now, I like to go just a little bit further, give you a little bit of extra information here, specifically doing things like closing up the slides and showing you the RV in road mode, which is truly just about the only Achilles heel of this model right here. Because right when you walk in the door, the fridge is right in our face. Now, the two-way fridge freezer that we're looking at is a little more travel accessible. The left-hand door doesn't fully open, but it opens just a little bit. You could reach around there if you needed to. The residential fridge has like a big freezer chest at the bottom that you really can't open, but the left-hand door of that one is also blocked off. You could still kind of get to it a little bit. You're never at a total loss. What you are at a total loss on this one, though, is anything and everything effectively related to the upper deck. I don't love it, but at the same time, this is a model that I think is really intended for, like, getting it pulled somewhere, getting it parked somewhere, and you don't even need a truck. Give us a call. We can get you a delivery quote, bring it right out to your site for you. You don't even have to haul the thing. This is something where you're going to get there, you're going to set up shop, and you're going to stay a while. I don't know that it necessarily matters so much that it doesn't have the greatest travel accessibility. Things like the 32 RLTS Pinnacle. If what you're looking for is this kind of living room and this kind of luxury, but in something more towable, the 32 Pinnacle, not the 36, is where you want to be.
And what do you guys think about this? I actually rather like the idea that the Pinnacle does have an exterior color scheme apart from the rest of the Jayco family, which is almost exclusively like, white, black, dark gray. It's like Batman. He only wears black, except occasionally very dark gray. The Pinnacle, though, it's a cut above. What a lot of people don't realize about a Pinnacle is the majority of the fifth wheel marketplace stops at the level of a Jayco North Point. A Pinnacle is one of the rare few that does go a level beyond. That's why this is wide body. That's why everything on this is just a huge touch above, effectively. Now, what we've done here is we have generator prep this, and it's not uncommon for us actually to build Pinnacles with onboard generators. One of the advantages of our facility, though, is we are just down the road effectively from where Awning is located, so it is extremely easy for us to just send something down there to have like a factory generator install as needed. Or again, sometimes we have them on board. We also have portable inverter generator options available here. Now the blue you know, kingpin right there. Kind of really stands out on one of these. But it's point number 1 of their 5-point ride and handling system that includes things like the Motorized shock dampening pin box, the matching suspension system, Goodyear Endurance radials, the you know, Dexter axles, wet bolt fasteners, all kinds of things. You know, the bronze bushings designed to keep you on the road and, you know, keep your family safe and healthy. Not to mention, this has the J-Smart safety lighting package for your turn signals, as well as the side and rear camera prep. Another thing that's cool on these, because this is a big, giant drop frame, you see how this I-beam right here actually stops. It's because it goes up and then continues over. It's, I believe on this model, a 12-inch to a 10-inch I-beam. But I like how it's fully skirted. It just gives it a cleaner, higher class look and feel to me. And I really like how they do the gas struts on this door. You know, I've seen some manufacturers on a big, heavy, giant-sized baggage door like that. I guess I'm at the wrong angle to show you how big it is. Hold on. I'm not always the brightest crayon in the drawer, but you get the idea. They'll use one of those cheap plastic holdbacks. It's just not going to do the justice that thing needs. You'll end up ripping it right out of the door. Now, Pinnacles have always been hot, cold, camp rated, what people want to call 4 seasons. Jayco's testing on that stuff, it meets and exceeds like almost anything anybody else does in the marketplace. And down here, one of the nice things about this having that extended front deck is how we have a huge storage compartment down here. This little jug, again, that is what feeds the drinking water system, which, again, on like residential fridges, actually is what you're pulling from when you, you know, hit the fridge thing for water or your ice maker. It's actually pulling that nice, clean, fresh water because, man, some campgrounds' water's gross. Am I right? The up top here, notice the double-sided radiant barrier, not the single-layer hot dog paper, which is better than nothing, sure, but the entire bath deck, the nose cap, the roof, the belly, they all have layers of this stuff so that you have layers upon layers of, like, you know, thermal protection. And you can see how this actually does have a direct forced air heat vent right here. Now, if we crawl through here, we'll find ourselves back out over here on the door side, where instead of struts, we have the double magnet holdbacks, which is nice that you have 2 of those and not just one. I've been clocked on the head about 3 different times from a single magnet holdback baggage door where just enough wind got behind it, it dropped it on me. And, you know, that head trauma takes me right back to my birth. Anyway, moving on. Larger floor plan means extended front awning up here. Not to mention the fact that with all the door side windows over here, they still found room to include a second awning right over here on the door side super slide. Now, of course, those are their, what I like to call, zero gravity stable steps, the kind that can hold themselves up in midair. But another nice little touch here, the fact that they put that extra large handle for kind of easy come and go there. Down below, I kind of mentioned it briefly earlier, but these are the Goodyear Endurance radials, but this is also the Beast radial series, which is like extra large. You can't just take this tire and put it on like another fifth wheel. It has to be engineered for these. They're so big they had to spread the axles a little bit, which also helps with load distribution as well as, you know, ride and handling factors. So there's a lot of good that goes into that. The little outside entertainment here, what is your opinion on that? That's something that, I've mentioned a few times. My parents, they currently have a 36 SSWS Jayco Pinnacle down in Florida that they're using until their Florida home gets built. And they love having that TV outside, not because they're going to go outside and spend a bunch of time there, like just watching TV. A little too hot for that most of the time. They just, if he's outside, if he's grilling, it's kind of like AM radio. He just likes to have that sound out there. You have the option of adding a Blackstone griddle to this because this has the Jayco J-port on the side. That is a heavy-duty 2-inch receiver hitch. You've got a propane cooker hooker right down below here. And that is another new for 22 feature down here, the little sewer hose caddy tube. So you don't have to have your black tank stuff mixing in with your patio chairs, giving you a nice case of pink eye. Nobody wants it. We got to address the elephant on the back of the RV. The lack of rear cap. Typically, this would have a rear cap. There is the type of fiberglass used in nose caps is different from sidewalls, but the type of fiberglass used on these nose caps is currently in a state of shortage, not just in this industry, but just worldwide, effectively. So for the time being, they are built with rear walls, even if it's a custom retail order. Jayco's intention is not to do it that way permanently. As soon as they're able to reinstate rear caps on these, that will happen. So keep in mind, as this footage ages, that might be a factor that you want to investigate, long term. The J-Smart lighting system I mentioned, turn signals, reverse travel. It gives other people an idea what you're doing, because if you're like me, like this is more rig than I feel comfortable handling. This is a big job. Now, my dad is like of course I'm proud of my dad, but he's an awesome wheelman. He can park stuff like this like on a dime. It's crazy watching him work. Most of the time, he tells me to go away so that I don't distract him, because he knows what he's doing better than I do. Even as a spotter. And the reverse lighting, so that other people know that an idiot like me is backing up, that would probably be a pretty handy feature for someone like me. I don't know that he necessarily needs it. What is also really cool here, though, standard on Pinnacles, is that motorized 50 amp cord reel, so that you don't have to go, manhandling and wrestling a big heavy 50 amp cable. It's power in, power out. Super nice. And up top here, all your Jayco trailers have what they call the Magnum Truss roof system, which, they have bigger, heavier duty trusses. They have plywood roof decking instead of OSB, and that's one of those really incredibly, actually, uncommon qualities on a Pinnacle, because this is a wide body product. So many brands will go to OSB, even in things that are higher price points than this. There are some brands that will go beyond. Certainly, there's some amazing, amazing fifth wheels out there, but they almost always have something like OSB roof decking, which is fine. It does the job just fine, but Jayco's using wide body plywood up here. It's a little spendier. It's one of the reasons Pinnacles are never the least expensive fifth wheel you're ever gonna find, but it's also heavier, dutier. The white job we're looking at right there is a roof attic vent to get all the heat that builds up in the roof structure largely organically dispersed, so that your air conditioning ducting isn't like, cooking before it starts, putting the cold air down in on you. Sorry, I'm looking at the clouds and I got some nasty weather rolling in, so I'm like, oh God, I gotta hurry. We got time though. Your double power vent fans, one in the bathroom, one in the bedroom. You see how they have the little ears that stick up? Very easy if you want to add like those Max Air or Camco, whatever you want to call them, vent covers to, shield those things on a rainy day. And then back here you see that roof solar prep plug on the left behind the second of the two 15,000 BTU air conditioners. If you want to, you can go solar nuts on this. So there is actually 3 different solar packages available on these. From basically, you can get anything from like 190 watts up to like 1,200 watts of solar and like Renogy lithium batteries and all kinds of craziness. So I mean, what do you think? Could you rough it a little with this one? I know it doesn't have the jacuzzi on the roof, and I know it doesn't have the girl that brings you the umbrella drinks, but you think maybe you could spend a lifetime in this and be okay with it? I'd be happy sleeping on the hide bed. Oh, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for having a little bit of fun with us. It's been a long day. We got some weather coming in. I'm glad we were able to beat the worst of it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like and dislike, what you'd change given the opportunity, because your feedback is the reason they, I think, fix the bathroom to an extent. And no matter what you look at, there's always going to be 1 or 2 little suggestions you have, but I think when you're at a level like this with a Pinnacle, tiny suggestions are really the only significant enhancements that they have left to do, because they are killing it. That is a fantastic machine back there. Whether you're serious or whether you're curious, I'll leave you a link in the video description. You can always check current pricing or at least our last known MSRP. And if you haven't done so, if you appreciate the fair way we look at things, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Doesn't cost you nothing, and it does help spread the word out there. So as always, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.